UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. I am your intrepid host. Welcome to another episode of UFO Update, and we'll get into this update, but first a word from our trusted sponsor. Are you worried about the future of the U.S. economy? With so much uncertainty in the air, it's natural to fret about the security of your retirement savings. But there's one asset that stands the test of time. Folks, that's gold. For centuries, gold has been a hedge against market volatility and economic instability. With a gold IRA from Noble Gold Investments, you can harness the power of precious metals to help protect your financial future. By rolling over your existing IRA or 401k into a self-directed gold IRA, you can enjoy the potential for long-term growth and stability. Diversify your portfolio with a tangible asset that has real value. Setting up your gold IRA has never been easier. Folks, go with Noble Gold Investments' streamlined process and expert guidance. This election year, don't let election volatility and uncertainty keep you up at night. Vote for the timeless safety of gold and silver in 2024. Noble Gold Investments will give you up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar if you open a qualified account. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com right now. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Please check it out, folks. We did a number of years ago. We bought gold. I think it was $1,670. It's now up to $2,500 an ounce. So I'm really glad we did it, and I would strongly encourage you to do it. But like with all investments like this, there is a potential risk. Pray about it, think about it, but go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. So this headline came across my desk. I think you'll find it absolutely interesting. I know I did. So Pope Francis is going to do what? He's going to discuss UFO questions in the Vatican. So even the Vatican is talking about this stuff now. And, it's ongoing. The bottom line is, what are we looking at? And I talk about this in the new book, Rungs of Disclosure. This is a mock-up of it, but this is basically what it looks like. We're excited about it. We have a pre-sale on this thing right now, lamarzulli.com, Rungs of Disclosure. And I'm not going to give away the punchline, but it's $5 off right now. It's a pre-sale, and I'll give you an autographed copy. But the last chapter, I tell you what I think the scenario is for the burgeoning UFO phenomena, and I think you'll find that fascinating. So this is August 12th, so it's a while back. Declassified U.S. government messages suggest crashed UFO recovered after the 1947 Roswell case. Partly redacted signal messages appear to discuss the recovery of crashed UFOs in the city of Kingman, Arizona, in the spring of 1953. A senior U.S. government figure appeared to discuss the existence of crashed UFOs that were allegedly recovered nearly 6 years after the infamous Roswell incident. In newly released messages made public by a whistleblower, Christopher Mellon, 66, is the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence to the Bill Clinton and George W. Bush administrations, and later for Security and Information Operations. He also served as the Staff Director of the United States Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. In a startling post on X, he has released partly redacted signal messages between himself and an unnamed top-ranking intelligence official that appears to discuss the recovery of crashed UFOs in the city of Kingman, Arizona in the spring of 1953. It was almost 6 years after the infamous Roswell UFO incident in the town of the same name in New Mexico in July 1947. So let me just stop you right there for a second. This goes to the heart of the matter. David Grush talking about a crashed retrieval group. In other words, some sort of a group in our military, whatever, that is out picking up, retrieving these crashed UFOs. So we know Roswell was retrieved. That's why we made 2 films on Roswell. Shameless plug, do your homework. Streaming.lamarzulli.net, streaming.lamarzulli.net. You can stream those. Roswell Exoneration, where we talk about Jesse Marcel Sr., and of course, in the debris field, where we actually find 2 pieces of the craft that had been buried for decades, over 70 years. So something is going on. But circling back to David Grush, who's before Congress, stating on the record that we have in our military, in some wing of the government, some black ops deal, who knows, a crash retrieval program. And here we've got, we know Roswell, absolutely. In fact, in the film, we sit there and we talk about Walter G. Haught's affidavit. It was only opened after he passed on. So he did this. It's a legal affidavit. It's the whole thing is signed and sealed, and lawyers are present, notary, the whole deal. And he states on the record that he was brought into Hangar 84, which we got into. It's in the film on UFOs that Gil Zimmerman and I did together, which is 2 thumbs up, Gil. But we're in that hangar, and Walter G. Haught says on the record in that deathbed affidavit that he saw the remains of the craft. He saw the UFO. He saw the bodies under the tarps. I mean, you have too many people coming on the record. Now you've got this. UFOs are real, burgeoning, not going away. This is the coming great deception, but I digress. The Roswell mystery has been at the heart of the UFO scene since in early July 47. The military sensationally announced in a press release it had found the remains of a crashed flying saucer in the desert near the New Mexico town of Roswell. A photograph was released showing Major Jesse Marcel holding foil debris from the crash site. So this is it right here. This is a copy, of course, of the original paper. RAAF captures flying saucer. So, and then this is the following day. That's July 8th. This is July 9th. General Ramey says, saucer, basically the excitement not justified. And of course, the headline, General Ramey empties Roswell saucer and just tells us it's a weather balloon. Not buying that for a minute. But the following day, it retracted statement saying it was a damaged U.S. force air balloon. It had led to speculation ever since of a growing major cover-up, with the initial information accidentally released. Witnesses later came forward to say there had been alien bodies within the crashed craft, which, along with the records, were then taken to the mysterious top-secret Area 51 military base in Nevada. Let's stop right there. How do we know that? We know from Bob Lazar. I got to talk to him. It wasn't a formal interview, but this is back circa 1994, 95, somewhere in there. We went out to the little alien. There was a little UFO gathering there, and Lazar shows up, and he's sitting at the counter at the little alien. And I went up to him and just struck up a conversation, and he basically stuck to his story that we've heard for decades now, that he was employed at S4, which is inside of Area 51, and he was working on the back engineering of the propulsion system from this crash craft. So Lazar has stood by his story. I believe it. I've always believed it. So decades later, I find myself speaking at a Hear the Watchman conference in Las Vegas, and there's a special excursion going on to shuttle a bunch of people from the conference out to the little Ailey Inn in Rachel, Nevada, the same place where I had talked to Bob Lazar decades ago. So I'm there, and I'm lecturing in the little Ailey Inn. It was not lost on me, folks. So from 1994, 1995. I'm 44, 45 years old. Now it's like 20 years later, even longer than that. And there I am lecturing about all this stuff. It kind of blew me away. Okay, let's continue. Witnesses later came forward to say that there had been alien bodies within the crashed craft. Again, circling back to Walter G. Haught. It's in our film, and you need to do your homework. It has gone on to become the biggest UFO conspiracy theory on record. Christopher Mellon has released a partially redacted communication about the Kingman UFO. That's give me a second here. Kingman, Arizona. Right, Kingman, Arizona. UFO says he had with the official who said the public would be slack-jawed to know the entire truth. They're holding it back. So when David Grush states on the record in a congressional hearing to Nancy Mace the representative from South Carolina, in Congress, that we have crashed craft. Not only that, we have recovered alien non-human biologics. That's how he couched it. Non-human biologics. What are we to think? So the bottom line, folks, something is going on. There is a hidden history. So this is from some of this back and forth between Christopher Mellon. Right now, we haven't gone that far back. We're dealing with the recovered UAP that landed in Kingman, Arizona in the 50s. We're vacuuming up info as redacted gets read in. We now know the management structure and security control system and ownership of the C/over-R. We also know who recovers, landed, or crashed UAPs under what authorities. We also know what a still highly classified memo by a secretary of the U.S. Air Force in the 1950s is still in effect to maintain the cover on UAPs. So it goes on from there. This is like super interesting. So let's continue. Right. The new information appears to confirm longstanding claims from Kingman, Arizona, that multiple witnesses saw at least one UFO fall from the sky on May 21st, just outside the small Mojave Desert City. The local Mojave Museum of History and Arts includes an exhibit on the crash. Local historian Harry Drew made a documentary on the mystery several years ago. He said that some witnesses described seeing up to 8 UFOs in the night sky, apparently involved in some sort of a battle, with at least 3 of them shot down. The UFOs were described as metallic, 30 feet wide and 3.5 feet high, with oval-shaped with portholes. To add to the confusion, the crash was close to the time of a nearby Nevada nuclear test site, codename Operation Upshot Knothole, declassed military documents show. An atomic bomb was detonated 2 days ahead of the incident. Let me stop there. Shameless plug. In this book, Rungs of Disclosure, which will be out in October. Remember, it's $5 off, lamarzulli.com. Why am I bringing this up? Because I talk about this. I talk and weigh in why these craft are obsessed with nuclear sites and nuclear capabilities. Rungs of Disclosure, lamarzulli.com. You can get the pre-sale, and if you do it now, you'll get an autographed copy plus $5 off. An atomic bomb was detonated 2 days ahead of the incident, according to the report. Mr. Drew said during a night in question, one craft hit a mountain and exploded. Another was found intact in the desert, and a third crash landed near a small reservoir. He believes experimental radar brought the crafts down, while others believe the UFO was alien in origin. The U.S. military response project was top secret, with scientists said to have arrived on a blacked-out bus so they wouldn't know where they are. Let's continue. Mr. Mellon also wrote about the new documents on his website. He wrote, out of respect for the author's confidentiality, I have been sitting on this message for a number of years. I have also redacted portions of a document to protect the identity of the author. However, I recently obtained the author's written permission to release it. It has also now been approved for public release by the Defense Office of Pre-Publication and Security Review. My purpose in releasing this document in the wake of the government's blanket denials regarding the possession of off-world technology is simply to help others understand why I and some others consider these allegations worthy of investigation. And he continues from there. You know, folks, the bottom line is UFOs are real, versioning, not going away. Christopher Mellon definitely is a whistleblower. And let me just close by saying this, once again from the article. Mr. Mellon said of the messages, as you can see, his senior government official claimed they were being granted access to an alleged U.S. alien technology recovery and exploitation program. I won't comment on the organization they work for, but I can confirm the individual had plausible access and was high-ranking. This individual claimed to be gaining deep insights into the program and even provided the name of the alleged Air Force gatekeeper. And it goes on from there. Look, the bottom line is this, that the truth is being withheld from the American people. UFOs are real, versioning, not going away. That's for certain. And this is why we made And I realize another shameless plug by L.A. Marzulli, but you guys need to do your homework. This is why we have 10 films in our UFO series. We are the only Christian ministry out there to have 10 films. Everything from Close Encounters of the First, Second, Third, and Fourth Kind, the abduction phenomena, crop circles, cattle mutilations. It's all there. Roswell 1 and 2, and finally, what is the truth? What are we really looking at? In my opinion, this is the coming great deception. This is the strong delusion that the Lord warns us about. Remember, folks, do not be deceived. These are not friendly space brothers from Zeta Reticular or Epsilon Eridani, as my elder brother Gary Stearman likes to call them. These entities have a very nefarious agenda. Those in the New Age and UFO communities don't like to hear that. This week I'll be featuring a very special back and forth with my good friend Mando Gonzalez from Prophecy Watchers. We will be talking about the Elohim. Don't forget, folks, lamarzulli.com. lamarzulli.com, you can order the book. This is a mock-up of it. It's not the actual book, but it's what it's going to look like. It's what it's going to look like. And thank you, Charisma, for sending me this mock-up so we have something to show on camera. So here it is, Rungs of Disclosure, $5 off plus autograph. Folks, you need to do your homework. This might be the most important book I've ever penned because it talks about the coming great deception. It talks about what these beings really are. That, combined with our 10-part UFO series, you'll have all the information you'll ever need. You will not be deceived. Thanks for watching, folks. Remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates, more shows. UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. Thanks for watching. Hey folks, L.A. Marzulli here. I've got book number 14 coming out. It's being published by Charisma Media. It's called Rungs of Disclosure. Let me whet your appetite. What is it, 77 years ago, something happened in Roswell, New Mexico? Was it really a weather balloon or was it something else? Folks, one of the very first chapters in that book delves into the whole Roswell event. What I think happened there was a cover-up, and it began the deliberate obfuscation that continued until 2017. And Tucker Carlson asked Commander David Fravor, in your opinion, what was this tic-tac-shaped UFO that you saw? Commander David Fravor looks right at the camera and says, whatever this was not from this earth. That's the nexus. That's the beginning of the Rungs of Disclosure book. I think it's the most important book I've ever penned. Go to lamarzulli.com, lamarzulli.com. You can pre-order the book, save $5, and that book will be autographed by yours truly. Don't forget, folks, UFOs are real, burgeoning, and not going away. In my opinion, this is the coming great deception that Jesus warns us about.